as hazy as the world looks so obscene. With all the crazy love, it flows right through my mind. It makes me dream places.
Hi guys to everyone, it's Ada from Poison Rock, and today I have the pleasure to have with me Josh from Still Running. First of all, how's it going?
It's good. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure, and as I said, out of the recording, I'm really pleased about the band. I really like the sound of the band, and I reached myself the band, so there were no PR involved because I really liked it. So it's not only just for sponsoring the band for talking about, also because I'm curious. So let's say as a new fan. So
Thank you so much.
of course, Josh, before starting to talk about Still Running and the usual question how everything started, I want to ask about you. So who is Josh? Who was Josh before joining Still Running? How you started to be, just start to getting closer with music and take it a little bit more serious into your musical journey.
Yeah. So I started playing drums in middle school band. Um, I was never in like drum line, but I did just do percussion.
Okay.
And it was really fun for a while, but I didn't continue it until senior year of high school. And pretty much since then, I've been playing my drums for about like taking it seriously for like 5 years now.
Okay.
And I found these guys and still running about 3.5 years. So we've
Okay.
been together coming up on 4 years. But yeah, I don't know. I had a struggle with like the imposter syndrome. I think a lot of musicians have that. Like, am I actually a drummer? Am I just pretending? And I remember I would I would go to sleep with my drumsticks in my hands for like 2 years straight. And it just really helped like solidify like this is actually who I am.
That's a good thing. Thank you. You're giving a tip. I mean, that might sound kind of odd for some people, but it could be actually good. Just
Yeah.
if you don't know who you are or you're doubting yourself, go to sleep with what you're working with. Imagine people like sleeping with a stethoscope if they are a doctor.
Yeah. Well, I was in like leadership in like a middle school. We had like a leadership class and we would watch motivational videos a lot. I don't know why, but we did. And like all of them were sports related. And it would be like, if you're a football player, sleep with your football or sleep with your basketball. And I was like, well, I'm gonna sleep with my drumsticks.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw these out of the house and I'm gonna just fill the house with other instrument or maybe, but this could be also good advice for people. Like
Yeah,
just not only sleeping, but keep it closer, even to the nightstand or around you, so at least you can take a look and remember who you are.
yeah, 100%.
Thank you for that. That was a kind of illuminating kind of way, enlightening. So thank you for that. And of course, I guess now you got to receive that you're a drummer. So,
Yeah, I definitely have more confidence now than I did
of
back then.
course. And of course, I mean, also growing up, because like you mentioned, you've been in middle school, you were drumming and then you were in band. What was, like the main influences that you were looking at as a drummer? If there are any, there has been any, or it's just you go with the flow?
Yeah, so I am self-taught mostly besides my time in band. And I would really pick up from the psychedelic rock drummers.
That's
Being in high school, I was really into bands like Tame Impala and Pond, from the Australian psych rock that was happening around like 2015. And that really spoke to me. So I would learn a lot of those songs. But I was also really into like the technical drumming of like Nate Smith and other
okay.
jazz artists, like
Okay.
Buddy Rich and Art Blakey. Um,
Okay.
and like, so I think my drumming style is kind of a combination of those two.
Okay.
And then
Project.
my, yeah. And of course, my newfound love for rock and roll, with John Bonham and Michael Shreve of Santana and Keith Moon from The Who, all of
Thank you
those
for
guys.
it's weird to say kind of freshness, but I hear all the time about those amazing drummer from the metal scene that Ah, you're telling me that the drummer of the rock, the one that made the history for real.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he is worshipped basically. Like everybody loves John Bonham.
Of course, we're talking about the band, the band.
Hmm.
But of course, like also your background, if you mentioned the prog rock and also the jazz, they give you a lot of different points of view. Because when you join a rock and roll band or a hard rock band, even a metal band, what you have is you have more skill kind of because you're
Yeah.
more like you can play, you can give your own drum, let's say, contribute, but in a way that not many drummer can do. So congratulations for being for starting with that. It's not easy. Most kids will start with, I don't know, AC/DC or
Yeah.
Iron Maiden.
Hmm.
You
I
start
think
with,
you have to have that like different genres because
yeah,
that's what adds the spice to whatever genre you're playing.
of course. And
Yeah.
there's been of course we're talking also about influences during your learning of the drum technique. There have been some songs that for you were like really, really tough and also challenging. That when you achieved to play that, you were like, "Fuck it, did it."
Yeah. Actually, there was a Strokes song. Have you heard of the Strokes?
Of course, I grew up
Um,
with the Strokes. Of course,
yeah. There was one of those songs which for me now is really not that difficult, but back then I just could not learn the kick drum pattern.
they are good.
And that was really
Drummer.
an accomplished moment when I was able to finally get that down.
He's a good drummer. Thank you for bringing this indie rock alternative that passed away kind of for a while. Thank
Yeah.
you for saying that. I miss
Yeah.
sometimes the old songs of the Strokes.
Yeah, they're good. I like them a lot. I was really into them for a while too.
They're really underrated. I mean, now they're underrated, but
Hmm.
before, I think when there was a Reptilia, the most famous song, "You Only Lived Once," they were super hyped.
Yeah.
I mean, every girl I remember that was around was like, "Where is Casablanca? We love Casablanca." They were stadium, but they're really, beside all, they're really good musician, and they
Yeah.
and thank you for acknowledging the drummer. Thank you. Someone in an interview cited an indie band. Thank
Yeah.
you. I grew up with that literally. No one knows. I grew up with
Strokes.
Ferdinand Strokes, Arctic Monkeys. We can go on.
Well, Arctic Monkeys are massive.
They
Those
are
guys are
top. They are crazy when they play. They go, different. They're not complete. They don't know what is the word harmonies. They go in a counter temp, like a completely different tempo with the drums and with the
oh, do they
guitar.
really?
They're amazing. I never got
That's
the chance to see them live, but I saw Franz Ferdinand live. They're a different type. They're more like having fun type of live shows.
yeah, I know them. Take Me Out, right? That
Yeah,
song.
exactly.
Yeah.
They're one of the best live show of my life. But that's
Yeah,
the
they're
thing
really
that
cool.
really formed me. So of course let's to make it clear, we just like we are literally diving about different topics here, but it's cool to see that you have such a big background culture that goes through not only jazz. You mentioned also Santana, one of the greatest holy rock star ever existed, if you can call it rock star. Of course, that's also a different genre. It's kind of more like flamenco style. So all of this genre, it's like you have your own way of playing with drums. So
Yeah.
how would you describe your style?
Not really sure. I think it's hard to describe what you are because you're like currently that is who you are. But I think it's probably it's definitely rock and roll, but I think it's more closer to um, maybe like jazz, but not in the traditional sense.
Okay.
Probably closer to that side than it is to the metal side. I think rock drummers typically like skew one way or the other. Um, but I am trying to learn more metal drumming, so bands like Tool and Megadeth, I'm trying to learn some more of that too.
But don't lose your original skill because these are things that are not easy to find in the music scene. And
Yeah.
there are good drummer. There is a kind of return, I think, in the old, especially world music, drumming way, which combine more rhythm and prog. That it's really cool to see this coming back of this music. It's kind of refreshing, and also
Yeah.
keep your ear a little bit resting, and you can travel with your mind also. But of course, we are speaking about still running here, so we
Yeah.
have, before saying also how you got to meet all the other still running guys, let's introduce them since you're here. Let's just, who are the
Yeah.
other guys and still running?
Yeah. So we got Carson Frang. He is the guitarist. Will Given is the lead singer and the rhythm guitarist. And Austin Lorelei is the bassist. And I'm Josh Langhorn, the drummer.
Okay.
And together we are all still running.
Okay, and still running. How everything started for you? Like, how old did you meet? How did you decide just because, as I saw in social media, you're not there for just playing, like for just releasing music and see you soon.
Mhm.
You're like to get the world to know you. So
Yeah.
how everything started, and especially when you decided, okay, we're gonna be in the metal business, in the music business, no matter what.
So I remember I met Austin and Carson, the guitarist and bassist, probably about 2022. And I was going to college at Colorado State University. So we all live in Colorado right now. And my roommate, his friends were Austin and Carson, and they had just come out. They were looking at moving to Texas, and he was like, "No, you guys should come to Colorado." So that's how I met them. And Will Given, our singer, was actually living in another dorm at Colorado State University.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was the same year as me. And we just kind of like all got into this big friend group. And Carson and Will, singer and guitarist, they actually started writing music together for the first time. Just in like Carson's apartment, they'd like sit on the balcony. They both had their guitars. They'd be like spitballing some songs. And they knew I played drums and they were like, we should make these songs into a band. And one
Okay.
of the songs we're actually releasing on our upcoming EP was one of the first songs that they wrote
Okay.
together. So look out for that. Um,
So, of course, because you mentioned your upcoming new EP, because there is already an EP, there is still running.
yeah,
And so, what you were saying, there is going to be a re-release of this EP, but you're saying with new songs.
yeah, we just didn't feel like so we've been sitting on these songs for like 3 years and
Okay.
we've been releasing them one after another. And we finished with the current EP, which only has Velvet, Dead Ringer, Blood and Silver, Still Running, and Dr. Smoke.
Yeah.
And we just didn't feel like that fully encompassed who we are.
Okay.
So we're gonna re-release it with three more songs. One of them's already released. It's called Wander. And
Well,
then
yeah.
the other one is called Given Greatness, and one's called Deep Sea. And that feels like who we are to us. And
Okay.
so we're really excited to finally put that out.
And it's gonna always be called Still Running. Are
I
you
think that's what we're leaning towards. We might switch it to be called On the Run, but
on the
we'll
run?
see.
Yes, because
Personally, I like Still Running, so I think we might
yeah,
stick with that.
because like giving, it's easy to remember, of course, because it's the name of the band, and it's like it's not like you're saying to the first EP bye bye, but you're like a
Yeah,
continuous, like we are updating and we're
exactly.
making, this is the continuous, where this is no difference. We're giving you more song instead of using that song in another, I don't know, EP out full length. We are putting that in the, like adding in that EP, and that's good because people that maybe that didn't get the chance to have the first one, they can have this new one with all the songs,
Yeah.
which make it
No, 100%. I think we felt that this EP was a huge learning experience for us because we're not, like music graduates. Like we haven't been doing this since we were little. Honestly, we don't know anyone in the music industry. We're kind of just independent artists doing it ourselves. And
Doing yourself,
so there was a huge learning curve of like
of course.
how we should release. We've heard about this waterfall strategy, which is where you release one song after another, but apparently that's not popular anymore. So we're kind of just like, okay, we feel confident with where we are in the music industry right now, and we just need to give the people their music because that's what comes first. Like, I
Yeah.
want the fans to see our music and be proud of it, and I want to like have a release that I'm proud of. And I think we kind of lost ourselves in how we're supposed to release music right. So
Um,
we're kind of done with that, and now we're just like,
some yeah, I get that. Sometimes
yeah,
we take so many, we took so much time to just study and look how the things are working. I don't know, in the social media, in the music business, it should be done this way. That we forgot the most important things, instincts, that
yeah,
how the what the heart feels. So if your gut, the gut feeling is telling you to go in that way, and all of you have the same, meaning that something right might be on it, just go for that, because who likes the band is gonna always follow the band. Doesn't matter what, and always gonna be people that maybe don't like it, and people maybe that love it more than other band, like those people. You must have it, fans, whatever, writing you like messages all the time, because it's natural, because the music is there. the
yeah,
Especially as you said, you're independent, young independent. It's not easy. Music business is fucking a jungle. So it's literally a jungle. It's a And my advice, if I can give my advice, just we always try to be, of course, if there is a labor, but try always to be independent by yourself, especially when it
yeah,
comes to sponsorize and something. If there are PR agency, just always try to give a look to who actually really cares about the band, because somehow there is a lot that really don't give a fuck about who people are in the music scene.
yeah. No, we're really excited. We're actually, so right now we're writing our next album before we even
Okay,
release the first EP. We've got
okay,
two
wait,
songs for it.
okay,
We're really excited, and
okay,
I'm stoked to see what happens.
okay. So there is gonna be every release. There is a day or something that, of course, if you can say it, but you decided between all of you a day of release of the EP. So the re-release of the EP.
Yeah, it was actually our managers.
Okay.
Our two managers were like, "Hey, like you guys should probably figure this out." And we were like, "Okay." So we talked last weekend, and
Yeah,
we're gonna move in this direction. But I mean, we really want to put this music behind us because we have so many new ideas, and we
exactly.
want to start working on those and writing those and getting those out.
Because so after this release will be out, of course there will be for sure a lot of hype, people that will start to following again, or people that will inviting in interviews, coming to live shows. There is going to be like a super hype was still running. So it's a good idea, like use that for working the album and release it. Like that's a good thing. But
Yeah,
so you're basically don't stopping, you're continue like to release, but there's some space for some rest at least, or some live shows. Because
yeah.
you perform a lot
Um,
live.
Actually, the rest is the writing the music. We've been playing live nonstop
I
since
told that.
we've like started. So I think we're finally I mean we went on tour before we even really released the EP. So
Yeah.
I think now we're gonna take some time, write music, get back to our roots, and I think it'll be really good for us. And
Okay.
then we'll take it on the road in a few months. But
Few months, and then you're gonna say that's the right. You should in the Olympics should be still running, because you're literally running on the field. All the US at least was the touring, or was just in Colorado?
yeah, we no, it was a national tour. We went I think it was like the whole month of July, and
Yeah.
it was called On the Run. I think the next tour is going to be called the Never Stopping Tour because that's what it feels like.
I'm never stopping. So
Yeah.
the never ending story, like kind of.
Why are we still on tour?
But so I mean, but it's one of the best part of being a musician or writing your music is when you put your music out. Because
Yeah.
so we could say that Still Running are live, but that like also okay, people can listen to the album. Can, for example, I'm in Sicily in Italy. I should join United States at the moment for seeing live, so I'm listening your music from an island. But for people around in US, that we have a lot. I have more people in US than in Europe, weirdly enough. Even some in Colorado. So we can say to them that Still Running are a live band that gives literally a lot. So what they can expect from a live of Still Running.
Yeah. I mean, we've been developing this live show for like 3 years now, and I think it's at a really good spot. Um, we just love putting on a show. Like we just love getting up there. Our reporter said that we don't perform, we detonate, and I think that's a very good way of describing us because we kind of all four of us are just everywhere on stage, just theatrical and playing our music.
So
We got to get out to Italy though. I'm
yeah,
hoping we can come to
I'm
Europe soon.
moving to Oslo though, so I can be an asset in Scandinavia too.
Yeah.
So
No, I want to. As soon as the opportunity presents itself, we're there.
me too. I'm the same. When I see an opportunity, okay, let's do it. Let's
Mm.
so because of course the underground scene, it's really like extreme metal, but there is a beautiful spot in Italy for prog hard rock, because we had
Yeah.
one of the European most amazing prog rock band in the 70s called PFM. Give it a sec, they're really good. Kind of Camel lifestyle. I don't know if you ever heard about Camel as a prog prog rock. They're really amazing, and so you might have, to be honest, a good audience in Italy.
Yeah.
There's the attitude for also for rock and roll, like the pure rock and roll without too much extremist. If you go deep in the south, you have a grindcore. That's I will stick with the north of Italy. But if you
Okay.
get the chance to tour, just really do it, because I think you already toured in US. You just went on in US, or you just moved also around Canada or somewhere? Just was just US.
Just the US.
I
Yeah.
mean, I would wish I would do that instead of Europe, but you have an asset in Europe, at least regarding Italy and Scandinavia, like Sweden and Norway. I'm trying
Yeah.
to help also that scene, like without the underground. There's a lot there's a beautiful places like Oslo to play, or Bergen, or Copenhagen, or Denmark. It's beautiful places all around Scandinavia. So if you need any help, we are all, I think, in the music scene, if we don't help each other, the music dies. So
Yeah. Well,
just
thank you. Yeah, that's definitely useful.
I'm gonna be there in the end of November, so just let's keep in touch for that part of the year. So
Yeah.
maybe we can do another interview while I'm there. So hey, I'm in Oslo, so just we open more even for the people in the Scandinavia. It's gonna be
Yeah.
good.
100.
And
I
also,
would love to do that.
if you would have to do some live in Europe and you would need some contact for Italy, I can give you some that have good venues.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because of course I try to keep the genre in the venue. So of
Yeah.
course
We've been.
I'm not a booking agency, but I know people somewhere. So if I can help, because guys, you're really good, and especially like I said, you are really amazing on stage, and you have this energy that it's refreshing. And what we need now in music scene is more musician like Still Running. I interviewed this guy from Sweden. They do thrash metal called Eradicated. Amazing. It's a kind of new, fresh vibe. Like they're kind of the revival of the past, but there's something new. I don't know what.
Yeah.
There's something new.
There always. It's that balance between the past and
Yeah.
having something new that really makes a great.
I don't listen. I mean, of course, I don't want to say nothing wrong about the all the like Santana, but I found myself listening more band like Still Running, Eradicated, band of today. I mean, music released now, that music of the past.
Yeah. And I
Because
mean, we thank you for it because that's really
that's
you
what
are the
we
people
should
that let
do.
us do what we do.
Yes, but of course, from a sound-wise perspective, how, of course, I'm giving in your point of view. So let's say this is not a statement; it's a Josh point of view. we could describe the sound. So this is the sound of Still Running. I listened till today. So let's forget the album at the moment. Let's focus on the EP.
Yeah. Yeah, so the sound is it's like I feel like it comes across as very 80s hair metal. Um,
Okay, I love that.
but there's so much nuance to it that like it's really intricate, and that's what I love about our songs. And
Yeah,
it's also like I feel like it pushes the edge of how hard rock can be without being metal, you
I
know?
like that. Yes, I like that. I because you said rock, how hard can be, but it's not metal. Like
Yeah,
the edge of the rock, exactly.
exactly. Because I don't know, we love like that raw, like distorted guitar sound, and Will has these just like soaring vocals and vocal chords of steel, and then
Yeah,
me on the drums and Austin's ripping the bass. It's just really something magical. And music is hard like that because it's
yeah,
so like it just hangs in the balance and
exactly.
things happen. It really is truly magical because I don't know how it happens. It just does.
I mean, when I went throughout your social media, just watching some video, just post, I can see there is an amazing chemistry between all of you. It's like kind of being a family, like a small brotherhood. It's really family, and I think that's one of the best way to move forward with the music when there is such good chemistry, and especially all of you are really humble. There's no like
Yeah.
the rock star here. It's
No.
like yeah.
It's great because all of our families are really good friends too. So
Really, that's
we
that's
just
cool.
there
That's
is definitely a brotherhood, and
these values that you're talking about. That's what is missing a lot in the music and in the people in the world.
yeah.
Even this value of the family being friend, all of you being friend, it shows that you, like the other, have real values in life, principles that are really important. So thank you for keeping that and keeping the thing that I'm not losing faith in humanity.
Yeah, we try to stay grounded as much as we can.
Allow some dreams though. Allow some
Yeah.
dreams. But of
Yeah.
course, and from a perspective of lyric wise, because of course there are lyrics that are beautiful title like Velvet, Blood and Silver. We can go through each song, but I would prefer to go through each song when the EP is out. When the EP is out, we're gonna go through each song.
Yeah.
So be ready for that. Just to give a general perspective, what is the message of lyric wise, or just a message that Still Running wants to put out to the world or to whatever is listening, whoever is listening?
So to me, each song, I mean, these songs to me are built off raw power, and each one has sort of a different message, but the lyrics to me are more of like to get you going. Like, um, we have songs that have messages, but most of our lyrics in these songs have themes. Like Velvet, there's soaring vocals. It's about rock and roll. Um, like one of the lyrics is like, "Here I am to make my stand." Like just really motivating.
And then I,
Blood and Silver is about gambling and living life in uncertainty. Um,
yeah,
Dead Ringer is kind of on the verge of like death and mystery. Like you're in a graveyard. It paints this picture where you're in a graveyard and something's amiss and something's alive that maybe shouldn't be. And there's a little
yeah.
bit of fear and adrenaline. I think we really just try to harness like adrenaline for all these songs.
But I want
Dr.
to,
Smoke, like
yeah, we'll say,
he's
yeah,
on
sure, but
fire.
also
Um,
I want to talk about Wanderer because Wanderer is also a song from the was released before, prior to that.
yeah.
What was about? I mean, I know the title. I have Wonder written there, so I know what is Wanderer. But from your point of view, point of view, what is Wanderer for Still Running?
Yeah, so I was actually talking to Will about this, and he said that he wrote Wander when he was in a park, and he literally just wrote it about his mindset at the time. Like he was at
Literally
a park and he's like,
wandering.
yeah, literally wandering. He's like, when I wander, it never seems to show what is life when you're all alone. Um, but at the end of the day, that song became something about community for all of us.
Yeah.
And it brings everyone together. Every time we play that live, it's our moment to connect with the audience, and we have everyone clap, and it's just such a good feel good song.
Just just to light the lighter. Wait.
Yeah, exactly. No, that song, I think more than anything, that song's about community, and
That's
bringing people
beautiful.
together. It's huge, and we
And
couldn't do it without them.
I think what you do also in the live, for what I can see throughout social media, through to social media, is just you really bring people together in the live show. There is no ages. There's no.
Yeah,
It's music for everyone, for everyone, literally. And like I said, especially the way of you, all of you showing up in a humble way, being all close to each other, and also sometimes also being silly because that's what it's important in life. Because if we are too serious, we're gonna die sooner, I think. So
yeah. Oh, we're really goofy. I mean, we may come across, or not, we may come across as like, oh, they're like serious musicians, but we are super goofy.
being goofy is better than being serious, believe me. I mean, there could be the time for being serious once per year, maybe. I don't know, in serious moment. But I think when it's between friends, just let's have fun. Even sometimes when there are tough moments, bring some jokes that can lift a little bit up everyone. Because I
Yeah.
think in all the negative part, there is always a positive side.
And that's why I love like my band because like we each bring something to the table,
It's beautiful.
and I do a lot of like behind the scenes like work, and they're just such people like
To show
well,
everyone in
persons
life.
like they light up a room and they're like talking to everyone, checking in on everyone, like making sure everyone's okay. And it's just so good to have that in your like as a business partner and like as a friend because um it
Yeah.
can really like lighten you up.
Yeah, so before ending, I would really just say once the EP is gonna be ready for the release, we go back and we talk in depth about the song. So whoever is in charge of the song, bring it up also, or bring it up
Yeah.
wherever you want. And of course, they will have to talk about their music journey too. So you might tell themselves to prepare a story about it. But we're gonna try to make it goofy. So we're gonna try to make it even more stupid it is, more fun it is, more funnier it is.
Yeah. No,
So
I'll ask Will if he can once we have a date for the EP if he can
of
come
course,
on,
of
and
course,
maybe
yeah.
Carson too.
Yeah, of course. We can ask even to ChatGPT to write the stupidest question ever made, and we see what the fuck could happen. I don't take responsibility of this of the question though.
Yeah.
So because it's fun and I really in the meantime I just really try to share something, some song or something in social media because that's what I do. At least I post photo and put the songs while I'm out on the road in the car, which is the best way to listen to music also. So what I would suggest, never stop playing, just continue because what we need is really like band like you and these other, like I said, eradicated, just something fresh, something that it's okay, sticks maybe with the old value and as bring really values like family, friendships that it's important. Be always
Yeah.
yourself, be stay humble, the things that are getting lost and you're bringing back. So
Mhm.
you're also giving kind of, an inspiration to the youngest generation. That's important.
100%. I mean that you got to build a life that you love, you know?
Exactly.
Um,
So really just thank
We're
you.
all working on that, you know?
Thank you so much. And keep me updated for the new release or for the EP, the re-release of the EP. So
Yeah.
before we will set it up, because I think there will be pre-order for that. So we will set it up and try to do some promo or something to just to chat with all the rest of the members.
Yeah, I'd love that. I'll
Thank
shoot
you.
you a DM as soon as I know.
Of course, it was a pleasure and thank you again. Sorry for
Yeah.
being late. Thank you. It was really a pleasure. Have a good rest of the day. For me, it's night. Have a good rest of the
Yeah.
night. And
Sleep
enjoy the
well.
beautiful Colorado for me. I wish
I
one day
will.
to be there. I will be there one day. In 2 years, I'm planning to move to
Yeah.
settle in the US. I
Come on out.
90% of my friends are in Colorado, in LA, in San Francisco, whatsoever, or Oregon. Who's left in Italy? No.
Aw. Well, we'll come to Italy soon.
We share a lot of values. Believe it or not, Sicilians are really similar to Americans. For some,
Yeah.
guess why? I mean, I think many Sicilians moved in United States. But before that,
Yeah. For real.
thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Really enjoy the rest of the day and keep me updated.
Yeah, I will.
To
Thank
spread
you so much.
still running verbs.
Yeah.
Bye, bye, Josh. Bye, bye.
But give me the smile.